In this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to generate S3 object presigned URL using Python. A presigned URL in the context of AWS S3 is a URL that provides temporary access to a private object stored in an S3 bucket. Now, before diving into the Python script, let's look at the role that we need to assign to the user. Now, going into IAM, so I create a role just to provide the least sufficient permission. Now, if we look at the policy here, so basically the only action that I specify is the S3 get object permission. And here I'm setting the resource to the S3 bucket where this policy will take effect. Now, right here is the resource ID to the S3 bucket. Now, for this exercise, let's say I want to use Python or use AWS SDK to create a presigned URL to this employee data v1.csv file object. Now, one benefit using Python SDK and CLI versus using the console is that if you try to create a presigned URL using the console, if you choose the object, then go to Actions, then click on Share with a presigned URL. Now here using the console, the maximum expiration is only 12 hours. But if I'm using CLI or SDK, then the maximum expiration is 7 days. All right, so let's dive into the script. But first we need to install the AWS SDK. And we can install the package using the command pip install boto3 and enter. And once the boto3 package is installed, let's go ahead and import the libraries. Now here I store my credential access in a configuration file. So here I'm going to import config parser class from the config parser module to load the configuration file that contains the access key. Then I'm going to import boto3. Now, just in case, if my credential is invalid or if I somehow forget to provide the credential, I want to raise the no credentials error exception. So from boto.exceptions, I can import this no credentials error class. And this will be my no credential exception type. Now let me go ahead and prepare my variables. All right, so this code block here is going to load my access key. So we're going to provide the AWS access ID and the access secret. Then we're going to create two variables. One is going to be the bucket name, and the other one is going to be the object name. Now in this case, the object name is going to be the same as the file name. Then I'm going to set the expiration to 180. So in this case, the duration unit is going to be in seconds. So 180 is going to be equivalent to 3 minutes. Now to generate the presigned URL. So here I create a function called generate presigned URL. Now this function takes 3 parameters: bucket name, object name, and the expiration duration. Now because S3 is region specific, so from boto3.client, I'm going to specify the service that I want to connect to. Then I'm going to provide the access ID and the access secret. Then I'm going to specify the region name, and this is a required field actually. And I'll name the outputs S3 client. So the S3 client object is going to be the entry point or the gateway to access different S3 operations. Now, taking the S3 client object, I can use the generate presigned URL method. Inside the method, we need to specify the action that I want to take. In this case, we want to use the get object action. Then we need to specify the parameters. In this case, parameter is going to be the bucket name and the object name. So object name in this case will be the key, and bucket name will be bucket. Then we're going to use expires in parameter to set the expiration duration, and I'll name the output's response. Now in this case, the output is going to be the URL. Now just in case, if the credential is invalid, then I want to insert try except block to catch the no credentials error exception. Otherwise, I'm going to send the URL. All right, so here I'm going to insert the function generate presigned URL. Then I'm going to provide the bucket name, object name, and expression. And I'll name the outputs URL and print the URL. And it's going to be everything we need to write for the script. Now let me go ahead and run the script. And right here is the presigned URL that is generated using the script. Now if I go ahead and click on the URL here, and it's going to prompt me to save the file. I'm going to cancel the prompt. And that's it. Alright, so this is going to be everything I'm going to share in this tutorial. And hope you guys find this video useful. And don't forget to like the video and subscribe to my channel. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.